Hey, and welcome back. So, we will be talking about Bill C-18 and the Online News Act. I looked into this a few months ago. I read through the whole act. I'm a little worried about it myself for a few different reasons, and I'll pull that up on the screen here in a second. Um, but there are a few other things that I am worried about. So, the idea with the act is that if a website, for example, Google, is going to be broadcasting um, or allowing a search for, let's say, I search Google for 17 dead horses, which is a recent article that I encourage you to go take a look at. I'll put a link down to a Google search for that or something in my description. But if I go to search for that, then I will come up. It will come up with. It will populate the list with a few different news people. So I don't know, Global, CBC, CTV, some local stations, City News, or whatever. Right? It'll come up. It'll populate the list with those articles, so I can click through them and read the different articles, see what the different journalists took, see if one journalist may have more information than another journalist. There might be some opinion pieces. There might be some other things, and that's how I can find out about a certain situation that has happened. Right? Google makes it easy for that to happen. When you click on one of those links, assuming it's not an advertised link, Google makes no money on it. Google makes no money on that whatsoever. What they make money on is the ads that they have up at the top or on the side. And they also make money on, let's just say, a smaller news, um, let's say Windsor tabloid or whatever has Google ads on their website. That's how Google can make money off of those ads. But then also Windsor tabloids or whatever will also make money off of those ads because people pay to have those ads up, and then all those fun things, right? So that's how Google makes money. They don't make money off of clicking on a CBC article that is not advertised to be able to help people connect to that website. And then when you go to the CBC, they have ads on their website where then they can make money if you click on those ads, right? So Google doesn't make any money off of you clicking on an article. What Trudeau and the government wants to do is make it so that Google has to pay CBC, Global, and all of for people clicking on those links. But if Google isn't making any money off of that link being clicked, then they can't pay for that link being clicked. Like there, it's a slippery slope, right? So there has to be money made to be able to pay money, right? So if Google makes so if Google finds a way to make $100 off of a Rachel Gilmore ad or article being broadcast there, then they will then have to split that money with Rachel Gilmore or with her, because she's not with Global anymore, but whoever she's writing for. So they have to make money to be able to spend money. How the ads work is that if I want to put an ad up on Google for this video, I will have to pay for X amount of clicks, right? I've done this with Twitter with some advertising just to kind of see how it works. And so if I say I have a budget of X amount of dollars, then it will give a bunch of different clicks and stuff like that, and impression click through and all these other different metrics. And it will show me how much money I pay per click, right? And then it will then be broadcast on that platform. So Twitter will then make money, or Google will make money off of those clicks, right? I pay them. But then people go to my website or to my video, and I might make money off of that video, right? Now, I don't make money on my videos because I don't have any ad revenue coming in, but then if ads come up, I would then make money, right? So it's a way for me to make money is by advertising, right? Google right now doesn't do that for people who don't pay for advertising. They are literally advertising these articles for free. And now the Canadian government wants them to not make any money off of their click through, but pay the people that you click through to, right? So that's why Google and Facebook and all that have practiced actually censoring the news. And this can be a really slippery slope. For example, they can turn around and say, well, we have to work out a really good deal, and certain news agencies might work out a really good deal that works for everyone, that doesn't break the bank for Google. And I know a lot of people will laugh at that, but it is what it is, and all those other things. And then will people actually make more money? Maybe, maybe not. Does Google have to change their whole platform to be able to make it so they make money on every click, so that sort of like YouTube Premium? I pay for YouTube Premium. Every time I watch a video, a small portion goes to those people. When you look at the metrics of your ad revenue, it has YouTube Premium, and they also make money off of YouTube Premium and stuff like that. So if Google has to make a subscription service for people to find what they want to find on their website, that might be the only way that they can then pay those people who are then have that click-through rate, right? So that's where the issue is. Now, I want to show you something real quick in terms of this. So this is Bill C-18. This is the Online News Act. So news content means content in any format, including audio or audiovisual format, that reports on, investigates, or explains current issues of events of public interest, and includes such content as indigenous stuff. That's a mouthful of a sentence. I'm not going to say it, but essentially that's what it is. So essentially, I make content in the public interest and stuff like that. When we go down further into the article here, it starts talking about copyrights. So that means some of how this is in there means that I might, if I use Global News, which I'm going to show a Global News clip here in a second. If I use Global News, they can put a copyright strike on my content, therefore making money off of my content. And then if I'm making ad revenue off of my content, I lose that revenue, or I lose a portion of that revenue, which means I'm losing because I use their content. Now, if you want to get let's say a town hall meeting that Justin Trudeau does, or if you want to do, hey, this news thing is happening and blah, 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 and I won't be able to use their content if I'm making ad revenue to be able to keep all of my ad revenue. I will only be able to just sit here and talk to you about it. Maybe show a few pictures that are, stock images or whatever, to be able to make sure that I make my content. So that's one of the issues that I'm seeing with this copyright section. And this is something that I think a lot of YouTubers should be worried about in terms of this Online News Act, because this can be damaging to trying to show people the truth about what's going on. Now, in the description, we can always say, I linked to all these things in my description. I'm just telling you what was being said. Unless I'm there with a camera with Trudeau, or I have rights to be able to use that content, it's going to cost me to do it. And I can't be everywhere where Trudeau is at all times. That's why we have news broadcasters that are doing this, right? So let's take a look at at this here. And this is... yeah, Justin Trudeau. And
another issue that I just wanted to make mention of that is bothering me. It really surprises me that Google has decided that they'd rather prevent Canadians from accessing news than actually paying journalists for the work they do. I think that's a terrible mistake, and I know Canadians expect journalists to be well paid for the work they do.
Now, yes, I mean, journalists do provide a certain niche of what we need in our regular life to be able to make decisions, etc., etc. So we do expect them to be paid well enough, because we don't want them to disappear. Even if we don't like certain news broadcasters, we can't have them disappear, because then the government will be able to do whatever they want without any scrutiny from you, because you won't know what's going on. So this is a very slippery slope of what can happen here in Canada, and that's what I'm trying to warn you about. Now, if we go down here, I'm just gonna scroll down. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna click, let's say, Global News front page. Let's click on a random article. Let's scroll down. They usually have ads in here. Oh, okay. I'm not seeing any ads. Normally they have ads in here that say different things. Anyways, so this is the issue that we're seeing with what's going to happen. Now, I want to show this because what I'm seeing from everything Justin Trudeau is talking about, he's not talking about the possible negative side effects with any of what they're doing. He's only just trying to make it seem like Google and Facebook are the bad guys, when really they're like, if we're not making any money off of this, if you go and share an article with a friend on Facebook using the link, how is Facebook supposed to know that? Well, I mean, they know, but how is Facebook supposed to regulate how often an article is shared on their platform? And maybe they won't allow you to share a Google, and that's like, or like a global news article or whatever. They won't be allowed to share that, right? So when you go and you throw the link down, it'll be like, yeah, we can't share that for you because of whatever. And then that's going to infuriate people because they won't be able to share the news with people. So maybe that's Justin Trudeau's goal, is to shut down dissent by doing that. Maybe that's what's going on. But here's a town hall meeting, and this was done by CPAC. I'm going to put this all into the description here so you can take a look. But
because
yeah, we'll
the
take a look at
systems
this.
are changing.
Oh,
And that's where, as a country,
1 second.
and as
All right,
I
so
tell you,
here we go.
I'm worried about the direction we're going.
I'm also worried about the direction we're going because of this bill, potentially. But let's continue to see what he has to say. I'm going to pause it a few times. I'm sorry this video is getting long. I really hope you're enjoying it, but let's continue.
You may have seen this in the news recently, but both Google and Facebook have announced that they would rather not allow Canadians to access news through Google or through Facebook. They would rather block Canadians from access to news than pay journalists for the work they do writing the news.
Okay, it's not Google's responsibility to pay journalists for writing the news. That is the responsibility of the company that they work for, right? It is not the responsibility of someone who walks into my store who takes a look around to pay my bills if they don't purchase anything from my store, right? It is not the responsibility of, let's just say, someone listening to a radio ad that my business may put up onto their platform to pay me directly for that, right? Like that bad analogies, but that's it's not their responsibility to pay journalists. It's the responsibility of the business to pay journalists. And they have an issue with their content being on Google for free. They can take their content down because they can take it down. They can take it off of Google. Google doesn't have to go and block the content. Global News can take the content down if they have an issue with it. So obviously there's no issue with it, because if they take Global News off of if Global News takes themselves off of Google, then they're going to have less clicks. So that's why they're not taking it down. And when they have clicks going to the website, they start making more money when you're actually on their website, right? So anyways, let's continue.
That's messed up. And yet, the power they have means that they are very seriously convinced that people will rather be pissed off at me for forcing Google and Facebook to tweak their business model that involves them making all the money off of ad revenue from the newspaper article that you share with a friend.
They don't make ad revenue off of the news article you share with a friend unless there's ads on that news article. They don't make money from you sharing something off of Google. I mean, if they do, it's not publicly known, and well, maybe that information should be getting shared from the government, exactly how that works. But as far as I know, they don't make money by doing that. They don't at all. And this is part of the issue, is he's trying to spin it to make them seem bad because he wants them to pay when there's no money there. Anyways, let's continue.
People will be pissed off at me because you can't access news anymore, rather than be upset at Facebook and Google that are making billions of dollars, while journalists are struggling to pay their rent and their mortgage.
They're making billions of dollars. I'm probably going to stop it there, but they're making billions of dollars off of ad revenue and various other services that the Alphabet Corp actually owns and makes money off of, right? So if I put up an ad, they will make money off of me because I want this to be, broadcast. So they'll make money off of that. And I will possibly make money off of people visiting what I put up as an ad, right? So that's how they're making their money. And essentially, this is sort of like an entitlist sort of thing. It's like going to, someone and saying, hey, you have more money than me. You should be sharing that with me because you say my name in conversation with someone else at a party. You said my name, give me money. Right? You tell someone to come and talk to me about something I'm a professional in. Well, you should pay me for that conversation, and then I'm going to make money off of that person coming to me about this service. Potentially, depends on how I market it. So, anyways, that's I don't know. There's a couple bad analogies I threw in there, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyways, if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. All the links will be down in the description. You can take a look at that. Please leave a comment so we can have a healthy discussion about what's going on here. And yeah, you have yourself a wonderful day because we might need it here in the future. Cheers.